G'day guys, welcome back to Reach Me or Teach Me. This one's probably not going to get a huge amount of views, but it's a special request from my great PlayStation mate, my Canadian friend DK, who's loving the channel but really wanted me to do a bit more cricket. So I have done one other cricket video. If you haven't already seen it, feel free to go and check that one out. This one, even if you don't like cricket, should be quite enjoyable for you. Top 10 killer bouncers in cricket, and it's not a subject to be taken lightly. They can be deadly. There was a young Australian cricketer a few years back who got hit in the back of the neck by a bouncer, fell down to the ground face first, and he just never woke up. I think there has actually been a couple of others around the world domestically, but that was quite a famous cricketer that it happened to, and it all happened on camera. It's quite a tragic moment. So not to be taken lightly, but they are incredibly dangerous. They can be deadly. However, they are one of the most thrilling and exciting parts of the game. And one of the big differences in our game compared to baseball is A, we're allowed to bounce the ball into the ground, but B, we're allowed to target the batsmen themselves. We don't have to bowl it into a certain zone to try and be a good ball. We can actually physically try and intimidate them by pitching it or bowling it at them. So, with a bit of luck, you guys will enjoy this one. Let's go.
Oh, another one on the helmet.
The first thing I'll say is, did you hear the sound? So we've got cameras and microphones in the wickets here that they're built into them, and they pick up all sorts of great sounds. But geez, that was a flush, crisp noise.
This is just incredible. Now,
it's stuck in
his... have to check.
It's stuck in the grill. So they've got the helmet with the face grill. It's like a bit like the catcher's face mask, except it doesn't have the narrow gap. It's got a wider gap for the batsman to be able to see a bit better. But it's all built into the outer shell. And that's a piece of it sitting there on the ground. But the ball is stuck in between the face grill and his face.
I think the ball is still stuck in the grill.
Yeah, this one's gone through. This is nasty. This is not nice. It looks like the ball has gone through and hit him in the mouth. It looks like there's damage being done. This is not good at all.
Yeah, it was the off-cutter. Oh, through that gap.
Right through. I'm going to take it back a sec. I'm going to try and use this as a little bit of an educational thing. Why is it doing the volume? Let me just... So, you guys with your baseball pitching, you guys have the ability to do all sorts of knuckle balls and curveballs depending on the grip and how you actually throw the ball. We have similar grips and similar different variations of deliveries in cricket. One of them you'll see as the bowler comes over here. So traditionally, a fast bowler will hold the ball with two fingers down the seam, and they will come straight down like that. Like that's a regular fast ball, if you want to call it that. What you'll notice in this particular one is he's actually holding the ball slightly differently. He's sort of holding it across the seam, and he's got his fingers twisted a bit wider. And as he comes through, he twists his wrist like that. So that just gives the ball a bit of spin, a little bit of loop, and a little bit of drop. It's not as fast as a regular ball, but it potentially will hit the ground, and then it will potentially spin a little bit as well. So it's just a variation of a standard delivery.
Yeah, it was the off-cutter. Oh,
yeah, that's
through
what they call
that
it,
gap.
the off-cutter, because what you do is
through
you
that
cut
gap
it towards what we consider
and I think it
offside.
has hit him on the temple. Pieces flying off.
That's brow. That's right on the brow. That is.
Yeah, a lot of players like that gap, don't they, between the peak and the top rail of the cage, or the grill as they call it, quite wide for seeing through, but that's the risk you take. It's gone through.
Oh, okay. The guy who's just about to bowl that, Brett Lee, one of the fastest bowlers of all time. There's probably him and maybe two others that were vying for the title. A little bit of perspective, most fast bowlers in cricket will bowl between 85 to 90 miles an hour. Then you get the quicker ones, the really fast bowlers, they will bowl 145 kilometres an hour, which is about 90 to 95. Sorry, they'll bowl about 150 kilometres an hour, which is about 90 to 95 miles an hour. Then you get Brett Lee, Shoaib Akhtar, maybe Jeff Thompson from back in the 70s. There's very, very few blokes who can crack 155. And these guys have actually cracked 160 on occasions, kilometres an hour, that is, which is 100 miles an hour. So these guys were the Randy Johnsons of our game. But Brett Lee, one of the fastest bowlers of all time, one of the most intimidating, scariest bowlers to face, one of the nicest guys in the entire game. And you'll watch. If he hits somebody, he will race down and make sure they're okay. He's just such a nice guy.
Quite wide for seeing through, but that's
so
the
quick.
risk you take. It's gone through.
Hit him on the back of the helmet.
He's KO'd. He's out cold. He went all jellyfish. But again, watch Brett Lee just sprint straight down to him.
Chandapol is floored. Cracked him right on the back of the helmet. Lee is down there, the first
He's always the first man in.
man. Might just be unconscious here.
Well, you can see the genuine concern on his face. I've nothing but respect for Brett Lee. Just a fantastic cricketer and a fantastic bloke.
Cracked on the back of the helmet. He went down in a heap.
Well, he hasn't moved, Chandapol. Almost ducked into that bouncer of Brett Lee.
Oh, so it's actually missed the helmet. It's got him back of the neck, base of the skull. That's where Philip Hughes was hit. That's the young Australian cricketer that died that I was talking about earlier. It missed the helmet. It just got just below the base of the helmet. We actually have extra gear now that now wraps around the back of the neck, whereas back in these days they didn't have it. And it's because of Philip Hughes' death. But yeah, it just got like the ball hits the back of the base of the skull, back of the neck, and that can literally be deadly.
Oh, he's gone.
Now, this bloke, Chris Rogers, the guy who got hit, skinny little ginger kid who wears glasses, but tough as nails.
I don't think that delivery was very short. I think he's just ducked straight into that, and it wasn't going to be much above the stumps, I don't reckon.
Man, some of these are super loud.
Might have even been the fact that he didn't pick it up out of the bowler's hand, but he's ducked a ball there that's not very short at all.
Now got to turn it all the way back up again. Oh, again, different bowling styles, giving you a bit of an idea. So this guy's really round arm with how he bowls. Everyone else you've seen come through, they're very straight over the top. He actually comes through and he's really round arm, really side arm, which just makes it a very different sort of thing when you're trying to judge where the ball is, how much it's going to bounce, move, etc.
Third time round, he takes him on.
The sound's all over the place. The previous
And it's
one
not
was
a good
just
sight.
cranked, and this one's super quiet.
That
And
was
some of the
quick
footage
from
is
Lucky
extremely
Smiling, the
grainy.
quicker of the bouncers.
But hopefully it gives you an idea of how brutal it can be.
It's a nasty blow, and I think it got him in that gap.
Again, it's gone straight through that gap. This one, I remember this. He gets quite a bad gash from this. Hits him up here. It's quite a nasty gash, yeah. Big egg too. Oh yeah.
Well, somehow it's got through
You're gonna
that gap.
feel that tomorrow.
There's a gap there so the batsman can see the ball. Sometimes because they're wearing helmets, they don't
Far out. The sound is all
keep
over the
their
shop.
eye
Sorry,
on the
folks.
ball so that they can duck properly.
You can see there the umpire wiping the ball off.
Region. Oh, that's nasty. Goodness me, that's a nasty blow. That is not good at all. Ryan McLaren has taken a shocking blow here.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to adjust the sound as we go so you don't get
also to
raped.
get the medical staff out straight away. Wow, that is horrible to see.
Oh, quiet again. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to take that back because I think I had all of the sound stuff going on in the middle of the screen. So this is Brett Lee bowling again. This doesn't hit the guy in the head. I think this is worse. He tries to evade the ball, just let the ball go through, and it hits him on the bottom of the elbow. Bones there, like Jesus, broken elbow instantly. The agony.
Oh, it's bowled him. Oh, he's also hurt him as well.
So again, he thinks he's got a wicket. He's celebrating. He's going, yeah, beauty, you got him out. And then he realises that the guy's hurt.
It's got him on the elbow. It's nasty delivery. It was short. It's bounced up, and I think it's hit a Boyer on the elbow. It's gone back onto his stumps, and he's in quite a bit of pain there. It's a very, very nasty blow.
Oh.
It's not the sort of start Kenya had in mind.
Oh, you see, he does have an arm guard. They do wear some batsmen do wear a pad along their forearm. But I missed that.
Oh, he's sweeted him.
God,
that's not nice. He's down. He's not getting out quickly.
Yeah, that has hit him. That's pushed the visor back, I suspect, and there's blood from the nose, I suspect, or is it the lip, the upper lip? That is a quick bouncer. He was nowhere. Oh, that is horrible.
You watch the way he reacts after being hit. It's an awkward position. It's missed
the bat. Neck again. It's missed the helmet. It's missed everything, and it's got him in the neck.
The way he goes down, he knows he's in pain.
Oh, those fucking vuvuzelas.
Seemed as if that's hit the neck and possibly just under the jaw there.
Oh, that's Shoaib Akhtar. That's basically Brett Lee's biggest rival as far as fastest of all time is concerned. There's a bloke called Jeff Thompson from back in the 70s who many say was as quick, if not possibly quicker than these guys, but they weren't keeping the records of the speeds back then, so hard to know for sure.
And one would hope that it is more neck than jaw, because there's nothing in the neck to break really, at the front of it at any rate. Any bones would be in the back, and that should not be a problem. If it has hit the jaw, that could create a problem or two, but I would hope this...
Oh, what? The footage is so poor. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, that's hit him hard. I'll tell you what, that's hit him hard. And he's cutting off, he doesn't want any more of that. It's a good bounce, it's full on this. That is full on.
That's hit him straight in the face grill. And I think what it's done is I think it's either bent the face grill in or it's pushed the whole helmet back. Sorry, I bumped my mic. Or it's pushed the whole helmet back onto his mouth and cut him open.
I have a feeling there might be some damage to one of the teeth there, as if one came out on impact.
I'm glad you saw it, commentator, because you can't see anything with the footage being so poor.
John Butler from Morecambe, please go to reception.
Oh, how formal and proper is the English groundsman announcer?
Just behind the pavilion, John Butler.
What he's got to do here is take as much time as is necessary to decide whether he wants to carry on. He's most vulnerable for that next delivery.
So what they're saying is basically they're quickly checking him over to see if he's got any actual damage, if he needs to be stitched up or whatever. But essentially, if he says I'm good to keep going, he'll carry on and he'll keep batting, which is obviously takes a bit of courage, because there's the mental demons when the next ball comes. Is you get a little bit second guessy.
There's a tooth missing. He's going to obviously be in a lot of pain.
Well, the pain will probably come a bit later on, Dumble. At the moment, the adrenaline's pumping. You won't feel too much, but I think that.
That's got a nasty one.
This is bad. This one. It doesn't look that bad in the like the actual footage, but he did quite a lot of damage. I think he ended up basically breaking quite a few bones in his face, and I actually think he might have retired after this. And he was quite young, but this did not only physical but mental damage to this poor young lad.
Through the helmet, and he's in a bad way.
Again,
unfortunately.
Here's the first one there.
He ducked right into that, Alex Tudor. Ball didn't bounce that high, and he's ducked straight into it.
And look, it's a genuine tactic in cricket. If you hit the batsman, they become hesitant. They start thinking about their own physical safety instead of necessarily thinking about attacking the ball.
New ball, the hard seam as well. That probably did the damage.
It makes them
split there. It'll be the
take
seam
a
of the
step
new
back
ball.
to try and give themselves a little bit more time to react. So then you can bowl a ball that is designed for them to come forward, and they're not coming forward, and they don't get to the ball in the right position.
Got through the gap between the.
It's all part of the game. There's lots of different tactical analysis. Oh shit!
That's in the air and it should be out. Now
that has exploded. So that's with the pitch. There's so much natural variation that comes into it, depending on how dry or how moist the surface is, whether there's grass or it's just bare dirt, or how long the grass is, what type of grass it is, etc. Will depend on how the ball reacts off that surface. And then again, because Test cricket is played over 5 days, you get 3 days of horrifically hot sunshine baking down that first layer of the surface, and then the first layer of the surface gets really dry and crumbly. It's just baked. So the ball will hit that, and the surface will then explode. And the ball can then go anywhere, essentially. So it can get quite dangerous when it gets like that. And this ball has exploded. There was no reason for that ball to go as high as it did. It was pitched relatively full, probably should have bounced up to about belly button height. And instead, it's gone all the way up out of nowhere and hit him in the head. That's unplayable.
Well,
it's like an uppercut with a cricket ball. That is insane.
Well, now that's in the air and it should be out. Now that was a brute of a delivery. Now, I reckon that's come off the glove at some stage and hit him in the helmet there. And I just had the feeling there, Rod, that the umpire did put the finger up there. Now, we'll have to wait and see on this, but that was a brute of a delivery. Absolutely reared on the batsman. He had nowhere to go.
Just
and let's hope
reared up out of nowhere.
He hasn't suffered too big an injury there.
It's Bretley again.
Oh, that's a seriously quick ball. Now Strauss has hit the deck.
No runs come free when you face Brett Lee.
Terrible piece of trouble.
Oh, he's not too bad. It's got him like almost the back of the shoulder where it meets the neck area.
Always will happen.
That'll hurt.
You want a glancing blow. That needed to sort of glance and
go
behind the wicket.
That's not deadly that way. It's safe enough. It wasn't neck. It was sort of more shoulderish. Bretley again.
I think it's collected him on the side of his.
I'm forgetting to upgrade the sound.
Wire bit.
Sorry. So it's hit the side of the helmet and pushed it onto his ear.
On the side of the grill or the ball itself.
Oh no! Okay, so as he's played the shot, it's just clipped his shoulder, and then it's gone off his shoulder and it's gone up into the back of the jaw, the ear there.
91 against his nose.
He's a tough bloke though. Gives Bretley a wink on the way out. I'm all good, mate. No stress.
Break, and he bowled a 4-over spell initially. He's around the wicket now, which he loves doing to left-handers. Oh, goodness me, that is a nasty one.
Oh, so that's Shoaib Akhtar again. That's a quick ball, and you saw that when it hit the helmet.
On the wicket now, which he loves doing to left-handers.
Oh, good. That just shows the force of it. It shows how fast and how much momentum is carried in that ball.
Goodness me, that is a nasty one. Wow, that is hitting. That is very, very nasty. Shoaib Akhtar's down there very quickly. Mohan Khan is there.
Oh, this is Gary Kirsten. This guy, this is quite a sad one. He was such a stalwart, an absolute hero of South African cricket, and he's at the tail end of his career here when he got hit. And I think this might have just about been the end of him too. I don't think he played much, if any, after this.
The change room, and that is not great. That is horrible for Gary Kirsten. Goodness me, that was...
It's something that baseball players might understand and respect, is that once that age, you just get to that certain point, and your reaction times just taper off, just that tiny little bit. And that's the difference. In cricket, your reaction times have to be of elitist of elite. And if not, you're in danger because the ball is coming that fast. You don't just have to react to it out of the bowler's hand. Like, again, a baseball pitcher's trying to read the pitch out of the pitcher's hand, and try and get a gauge of that. And then they just try and follow it in the air. And obviously, you got incredible different variations and things that you guys have with the way that you pitch. It's similar in cricket. We've got lots of different grips and different delivery styles, I should say. But the real key in cricket is the natural variation off the pitch. So you've got to track the ball, try and read the ball, whether is he holding it so that it's going to swing one way or the other? Is he holding it cross seam so that he's trying to get it to bounce higher? Did he twist his wrist as he came through? Is it going to be a slower ball? Did it come out with wide fingers? So if he came through like that with wide fingers, the ball grips in there, it comes out, same action, but it comes out slower and floats in the air. So you're trying to read it out of the bowler's hand, just like a baseball batter would read the pitcher's hand. But then you have to react like that once it hits the pitch, because it can hit the pitch and it can go left, it can right, it can go flat, it can go up high, it can spin, it can do all sorts of things off the pitch. So it's such a beautiful little subtlety in cricket that I love.
Around the wicket, and there was a ferocious delivery. It's very, very quick in.
Well, sorry, where I was going with that stupid rant was Gary Kirsten. He was just getting to the end of his career, and a lot of batsmen, once they get to the end of their career and they realise that their reaction is not what it was, despite the fact they've still got all the technique and all the skill and the ability against the elitist of the elite fast bowlers, they realise that they just can't react and can't do what needs to be done.
Indeed, Gary Kirsten getting into the trouble once the fast bowler decided to come round the wicket and test him with the short pitch deliveries. It's a different angle, and if you see Gary Kirsten's footwork, he shuffles in the crease too much, and that's an okay technique if you're looking to face the fast bowler over the wicket, not around the wicket, and that was nasty. And hopefully, for Gary Kirsten and South Africa's sake, this is not...
Well, it only says 84 miles an hour, but it was quick enough for Barker.
It's a more modern helmet. Most of the English domestic scene uses this. And you can see it's got a bit better protection across the eyes, like there's a much narrower gap between the peak and the top of the grill. So there's less chance of the ball getting through. But a lot of batsmen having the grill bar that high, it's really distracting. It's like if you just put a finger over the top of your nose there and then just try and realize that the ball's going down. So your eyes have got to track it, and if that's in the way, you've got to start moving your head. And as soon as you start moving your head, all of a sudden you're not fully balanced and fully focused to react in time. So it's just these tiny little subtleties, and it's something like that grill bar being a centimetre, less than half an inch lower, will make a batsman feel much better. But then they put themselves at danger of getting hit.
Well, he's worn one there, Keith Barker. Alfonso Thomas immediately just saying to him, "You're okay."
He's only a medium pace bowler, this guy. He's not even a quick. He's only coming off a few run-ups and just banging it in. He's not actually very fast at all.
Hey, he's hit him straight on the grill. He's took one there, full on.
Oh, he's got lucky there. Just look at this. It goes so close to the gap between the visor and there. Jeez. So easily could have crept through, and he knows it.
Done a bit of damage.
Oh, there we go. So that's an example of what I'm talking about. So that's a slightly older helmet, although it's still what a lot of the current players will use. The ball can squeeze through. It's not technically big enough, but because of the sheer pace and the momentum, it just forces its way through the gap. And it's actually got wedged there.
Wedged in the grill. Water in trouble.
Oh.
Bleeding quite badly.
Oh, it's cut him, but we can't see because of the stupid thing in the middle of the screen. That was silly.
So he's probably got cut just over the eye.
All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed that one, guys. If you want to see more cricket, I'd love to do more cricket. It's my favourite game in the entire world, and be more than happy to teach you guys about the little intricacies and subtleties of cricket. So look, if you do want to know more about it, drop a comment down below. And if you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.